This is Pepe today. But how in the world did he get here? That's the story I want to tell you. Years ago, Pepe was a citizen living in Mexico City. He made a living selling snacks out of a cart that he bought to support his family of 4. In parades and festivals, he would go and sell his snacks, always with a smile on his face. He was always admired and recognized in his community for his happy demeanor and kind smile. That all changed one fateful day. Pepe was no stranger to protests. I mean, he learned over time that the protesters built up quite an appetite from waving those signs and screaming all day. He made quite a profit. He was a good businessman, after all. Taking advantage of the local political instability, protests would gather every day outside of government buildings after the newly and unfairly president had been elected into office. The newly elected president was suspected of being a sympathizer for the cartels. What were the citizens supposed to do anyway? Every other government official was suspected of being tied to the cartel in some way. They had slithered all into the system through ruthless killing and bribery. And this was only a problem now? Well, really, it's been going on for years. Only now have the injustices been felt by the public. This is where Pepe bit off a little more than he could chew. Oh, Pepe. At this particular demonstration, policia, hired by the government, lined the streets, ready to fight back against the public. Nobody really thought the police would intervene. That was until the first shot was fired. Chaos broke out. People were killed. Having to leave his cart behind, he was swallowed up by the policia, never to be seen again. Oh no, mi cartito! The horrors of this story play out in a small part of a huge country. Although the tale of this one man shows a vast injustice propagated by a system that spans the entire globe. This is the global drug trade.
Cuando quedó viudo Toño, le quedó un hijo varón, con un madroño muy grande y bastante guayabón.
If you can smoke it, put it up your nose, somebody will sell it to you. This is the global drug trade. Manufacturing and distribution of opiates, cocaine, marijuana, fentanyl, any kind of chemical, methamphetamine, PCP, MDMA. There's an entire market focused around the distribution and production of these materials, just like any other commodity.
Te doy una cosa. Ay, así dice Estela.
And just like any other commodity, there's an economic basis for its production and mass scaling, propagated by the supply chains operating around the clock and around the world. Supply and demand.
Dicen que el hijo de Tigre sale pintado. Pero Toñila salió, fue demasiado cargado. De si lo raya el taika, salió más rayado.
and it's a lucrative business too. As the DEA reports in 2016, it pulled in $1.6 trillion across all the cartels, operations, and sales. That's a lot of dinero, hombre.
Y las muchachas del barrio no se salen de su asombro.
So lots of money and lots of guns for these cartels. I mean, a lot of guns.
Todas lo quieren tocar y lo llaman con dulzura. Doñilas.
So, taking a little side note to talk about the cartels and the guns, we're going to look at FARC, which is an armed militia that was formed in Colombia in the 1950s after America pesticided the land of the farmers to try and combat the ongoing problem with Colombian cocaine coming into the United States. This led to the anti-American, anti-Colombian FARC group, which would attack police stations, would attack, usually civilians were killed as a product of it.
Siempre hay cuatro esquinas, pero entre esquina y esquina siempre habrá lo mismo. Para mí no existe el cielo, ni luna ni estrella.
We're a diverse group of individuals. They had women, they had children, they had everybody, and they had up to 20,000 members at one point. Ironic as this is, when FARC disbanded, or over time, all of these trained militia people went on to become involved in the cartel as they're conditioned and trained to, fight in this way, and that's all they knew how to do. So, as a product of American intervention, it further propagated this organization, and then further the cartels as a whole. Thanks, America. So going on from this, the cartels are extremely organized and have extremely diverse systems of transporting and distributing their goods, just as a business with an economic quota has with the sale of their goods. The only thing is, they don't have to play by the rules. They're unregulated and are able to give bribes to policemen to transport their goods, or politicians to corrupt them to promote their business, and this only increases the cartel's power. It increases their hands and their ability to move parts of the infrastructure of a nation for their own financial and criminal gain. And here we find ourselves back at the protest where it all started, protesting all of this injustice, inequality. And this is where Pepe lost his humanity.
Tú eres el sol que mi existencia alumbra. Tú eres la estrella que mis pasos.
Because why would he want to run an honest business when dishonest men ran his country?
Que mis pasos guía.
Untrustworthy police officers protected his streets. And the cartels made money hand over fist. Criminals. The man that used to serve kids sweet treats on the streets now only serves his gang. He used to distribute smiles and happiness through his community. Well, now he only distributes cocaine to broken homes and sad families.
Y un solo corazón, los dos tenemos.
So, with immigration getting ready to sweep our news feeds as the final hours of Title 42 is in place, think about the honest worker like Pepe, who just wanted to have a chance in his own country, but was ruined by inequality and injustice.
Se va llenando la noche con rumores de canción y se enreda en tu ventana mi serenata de amor. Las estrellas quedamente empiezan a susurrar y va llenando la noche mi serenata de amor. La luna se vuelve plata cuando cae en el maizal, el viento se va llevando las notas de mi cantar. Es la noche de mi tierra que se ha vuelto corazón, con ella voy adornando.
Think of the future that his family deserved, but was unjustly taken from him through his own government, through his own nation's mismanagement of these global challenges. Think about the importance of our support for these nations, for the support of these people, because these people are the pillars of what makes those nations whole.
Vengo a cambiar tus desdenes.
These nations with history that is yet to be written, they need competent leaders to rule out injustice and to define a future that these people deserve to have.
Para ti solamente.
Because when the cartels are making more than the government, when money is more important than a human life, how are nations supposed to stand and democracy be preserved?
Forjaron las estrellas y el viento de...
This is the tale of Pepe's cart.